Life is constantly moving. We wake up, sit on our phone, go to work or school, make things, put in the work, go back home, do our chores like groceries and cleaning. We're getting some movement, maybe read something and then go back to bed. And during our days we meet people, have a variety of conversations, and without really noticing it all of the time, we're taking in so much information, so much knowledge. Some things are memorable and important, other things are short of notice. But we consume them anyway, and sometimes that can feel exciting, and sometimes it feels overwhelming. Hi. My tea is still way too hot to drink. Actually, it's not really tea weather. It's 26 degrees Celsius outside, but I don't care because I like tea. Anyway, I know my intro was very black and white. Of course, we have so much more activities in our lives, and not every day is the same, and not everyone's week looks the same. So I know that it's very black and white. But the essence of this intro was to show you that we gather nonetheless, however our life is looking at the moment. We gather so much information, and girl, we need to process that. There are so many different persons on this world. Some people daydream a lot and they have this very active mind. Other people are more low-key, see what happens, just live from moment to moment. But still, we get so much information coming towards us, and I find journaling, you knew it was coming, I find journaling the perfect way to process all of this. Whether it is morning pages to get a clean sweep, a clean mind before you start your day, or it is evening pages to process everything that had happened that certain day so that you can go to sleep without overthinking anything, or at least hope you won't overthink anything. I find journaling the most helpful tool in my life. Really. For a person that has a very active mind, that is, by the way, something I got very interested in lately, just discovering about how my mind works. And apparently there is something called hyperfantasy, which is that you have such an active mind that stores so much fantasies. For example, if I read a book, or I have a dream and I write that down somewhere and I completely forgot that the book exists or forget about the dream, but then I get a trigger or I read the same book eventually. Years later, I will still see the exact same images in my mind, which apparently is not how it goes for everyone, what I found very interesting, because apparently hyperfantasy is about storing all those fantasies in your mind. And I think this also explains why I need a journal. I need some place to store all this, or at least try to store it and give it some extra space than purely my mind. I want to talk to you about the benefits journaling has. Nor was already talking about it. This is a very top of the mind video. I did prepare the intro and I know what I want to say because journaling is just in my heart. So I know why I love it so much and why it's so important and why I think you will benefit of it. But I don't have a script or anything. I'm just going with the flow right now, just seeing whatever word comes out next. So benefits that I find is that journaling helps you get your priorities straight. It lets you see the bigger picture. It shows you what is important right now, what's within your control and what isn't in your control. Sometimes we tend to focus on all the tiny details in our lives, like I need to remember this, or what was it that one person said? There is so much that we can focus on, but sometimes the thing we just need is to take a step back, in this case, write about your day or write about the event, and then read it back, and suddenly you start to see the bigger picture. You start to lay connections where you didn't see it before, or you see it's out of your control or it's within your control and you can fix it. Especially when you're journaling consistently, you will see patterns come to the surface. You will see that there are certain things, certain events, certain habits that occur very often. And then you can go back, read back what it is and why it comes back so often. And you see these patterns, and we all know with acknowledging and seeing what really happens, you can start to change or you can work on it. So those are already two things that I think are so beneficial for us as persons. And so, first of all, you will learn to see the bigger picture. And that doesn't mean that it will succeed every single time. I also think it very depends on your mindset and how you're feeling in general in life. But it does help. And it can make your life, from my experience, a little bit better. Because it gives you room to relax or room to take a step back. And taking a step back is good, girl, because taking a step back lets us see the bigger picture. Like I said, I'm just rambling right now. But anyway, time for tea. I think that means excessive rambling, excessive yapping means we need to take a sip of tea. Also, I'm a person who is very nostalgic. Give me pictures from when I was a baby. Give me tapes from when I was a baby. Then I will watch them with so much love because, oh my god, I don't know, just being so nostalgic. Side note, apparently hyperfantasy is often combined with remembering a lot or remembering things very detailed, which hi. And I also think this pairs great with the very nostalgic part of me as a person. So journal-wise, it's great to write down what happens and to read it back because you have this little museum, little book about your life that you can read back upon and see how you changed through the years. I think that's truly absolutely magical to see how you change through the years and how you discover what you like, what you don't like, and also how you sometimes think you know everything, and then a few months later you discover that you don't know anything at all. And I think that's great to capture, to learn from. Sometimes we learn great lessons in our life. That's what I was talking about with meeting people in the intro. And they say something, they give you information, and maybe the tiny bit of information, whether it was a conversation, a YouTube video, or just a quote from a game, I guess. Whoa, I really said that I pronounced that so weirdly. A quote from a quote from a game. Oh, now I'm completely lost. What was I going to say? You gather information, and sometimes it's just exactly what you need to hear in your life to learn from or to bring you further down your path of self-discovery. And it's so great if you can just note it down somewhere because we are human and we often forget things. So it's great to have a place where you can read back what it was again that you thought was so helpful once you got that part of information. So not only is it great to store information and life lessons, but also it's great to have as a keepsake, to have for storing pictures, keepsakes, whether it are tickets or little drawings, doodles, receipt, whatever it is that you can think of. Actually, it's your little museum that's purely about you. And if you're thinking right now, I don't know if I would want a whole museum about myself. Well, maybe you need to journal. Because maybe you're thinking, I'm not fun enough for that. My life isn't fun enough for that. Pick up that journal. Find yourself a journal, whether it's online, on your computer or any digital device, or whether it's just a plain A4 paper. Find yourself a journal and start journaling. Because I think journaling really helps us embrace who we are, lets us see ourselves for who we are, like truly ourselves, and also helps us embrace ourselves so much more love ourselves so much more, you will see what a beautiful person you are and that you don't need any other person, their validation, to be your true authentic self. And I say this now so very wisely, and I know that it's a process. I often still seek validation within other people, and that's okay. I don't know, it's just being reflective and learning about yourself also teaches you how to be open with yourself, giving yourself the space to be who you are, and also allowing your emotions to be there. And sometimes we do great, and sometimes we need validation from other people. We have a tough time, and that's okay. And you learn how to be okay with who you are through journaling. Truly, I stand 100% behind that statement I just made. I think I'm pretty confident. I don't think I'm a show-off, but I'm very content with the person that I am this very day. And of course, I'm still insecure from time to time, which is okay. That's just part of life, I guess. But I'm pretty confident, I guess. And also, being confident, I think journaling had a great part in it, because it really showed me what a cool person I can be, or am, not can be. I am cool, and so much more than cool, actually. I'm intelligent, I think. I'm sometimes funny, or at least I think I'm funny. I think journaling just really shows you what you're capable of and how beautiful you can be, internally as well as physically. Anyway, getting dreamy over here. I think my little ramble really showed you why you should journal. So if you're still doubting, just give it a try. Find some time. Make some time if you can't find it. Pick up a random notebook. Treat yourself with a beautiful journal maybe. Or just go on the internet. Notion is great. Or if you have Word or Google Docs, also works great. And just write your heart out. Whatever you desire. There are no rules in the journal. If you want there to be rules, you can make rules. But there don't have to be any rules. Sometimes people find it very daunting because they think they have to write every single day. I don't write every single day. I don't think I ever did. It's my journal. I make the rules. So pick up that journal, whatever form it is. Make your own rules, start writing, and see where it takes you. Okay, I hope you liked this video. And without anything else to say, bye!